Sirens are, at the moment, me and Dickie Sage. You know, we were a band years ago with other members, but we're the only two left, and Port Sirens are the name we operate under to record. But it was just kids larking about at a village disco, up on a stage with broomsticks and mops, pretending to be in a band. And you know, and then somebody had the bright idea to say, why don't we get some instruments and form a proper band? But for all the good we were at playing them, we might as well use the mops and brooms. The best memory was probably getting the instruments in the first place, and just, you know, just the excitement of picking up a guitar and just thinking, wow, I can play this. But as it turned out, we couldn't. When we did our first gig, it was just an absolute disaster, really. We couldn't play. I can remember seeing like a couple hundred people crowded around the stage, their faces looking up to us in expectation, thinking this is going to be some like wonderful event that we were going to perform for them. And then we couldn't really play, and by the end of the evening the whole floor had cleared and basically all the people who were left were just us on stage. What we do at the moment is, you know, when we're doing an album, we just choose the songs we're going to record, and then we meet here about once a week. We go through the songs we want to record. We get the people here, Sean, Josh and Jake, to go through them. And then we just work them up until we think they're in a finished state to record. Back in the early days, we weren't really expecting too much, to achieve too much really. I mean, we recorded some demos back then, and back at that sort of time we thought that was like a massive achievement just to do that, you know, to record some stuff. And I'd say pretty much it is the same now, that you think, yeah, we've recorded some songs, so the achievement is, I suppose, writing some songs, getting it finished and having something tangible to listen to. So I think that's a pretty good achievement. You know, I suppose there's always an element of unfinished business back then. You know, we had a little go at playing and recording songs, and we did a few demos, and you know, they didn't really turn out sort of as well as we'd like, or the recording process was pretty crappy back then anyway, so you know, the sound quality of them weren't very good. And I sort of felt, you know, I'd like to have another go at them and try and get a good sound out of them. That was the initial idea, to record those old songs again, really. And it was probably while thinking about that I tried to write some new songs, and once that happened, we decided to record them as well. Well, you know, I just describe music as just rock music, basically. I mean, there are different styles within it. You know, we've covered a few sort of styles. But it's always going to be David Bowie, because that was probably the first time when I heard him that I thought, wow, that's something that made me look up and notice, you know. So an event would probably be punk rock, you know, just a couple of years after Bowie was around. So you can combine those two, and that's where I suppose I'm coming from. Well, I hope what the future holds is that we make some more records, and you know, be happy with what we've done, basically. You know, just look back at it and think, yeah, we did some good songs, recorded some good stuff, and to be proud of it. All I hope to achieve with what we've done is to look back at it one day and just think, yeah, I'm proud of that, happy with how that's turned out, and hope my kids and family feel the same way, really. Just say, you know, hope they feel that Dad left some songs behind that are worth listening to.